Citizen journalism is one of the most revolutionary fronts when it comes to presenting information to the public. It's a very well respected and interesting format that allows practically anyone to inform others or contribute to global information that is accessible to all. At least that's the idea, but I've talked at length about those who present misinformation as fact. But there is an incident I would like to discuss today. That would happen to me in 2005's Hurricane Katrina. Okay, so this is from me from the future. Just a little heads up before we go into this. Because I couldn't find any funny instances of citizen journalism, this is what we're landing on. Sorry to break character, but I just ended up going down a Pizzagate lie rabbit hole involving some really gross stuff, and I, in no good conscience, could ever cover such events. I try offering lighter stories in order to introduce more levity into the citizen journalism scene. Just don't think it's appropriate subject matter for what I'm trying to achieve. I'm sorry we have resorted to something that's only slightly interesting. But, I don't feel like going into politics. Anyways, back to the story. Sorry for this interruption. So, back on August 23rd, 2005, a tropical hurricane named Hurricane Katrina had formed, killed around 1,400 people, caused around $125 billion in debt. Oh my god. Not dead, damage, whatever. And it concentrated around the city of New Orleans. But that was after it had entered through the Gulf of Mexico, so. And then it became a Category 5 hurricane, then it calmed down into a more docile, quotations, Category 3. Long story short, it caused a lot of flooding. It wasn't good. Then there were people who got their hands dirty when it came to covering the events as they were happening, but that's not the story here. That's actually, no, I guess it is. It's related. It's related. Cat. Anyways. But then came a large boom when it came to making websites, specifically blogs and community journalism. It was a really interesting thing, and a great shining example being NOLA.com, the web affiliate of the one and only New Orleans Times, Picayune. Let's see. The building where the newspaper for NOLA had to be evacuated, meaning that they couldn't distribute any newspapers informing people of the events. Then the website, what? I can't speak. The website became a hub for sharing that information, but also local news. And it became a hub for pleas and cries for help, because many people were looking to that site on further information of the events. So we just have people reporting on the website and people just asking to be rescued by rescue teams. In my humble, more or less factual opinion, that was honestly a pretty stellar move on the people's part. If I knew of a website receiving a large influx of people suffering from and looking to learn about an event, I would definitely request aid from that website. And if I had any relevant information, I would post my findings there as well. Honestly, all ended well. Mostly. People were rescued, and people knew of the events. There was no gaps in information, there was no real misinformation being spread. Honestly, they all pretty well. It's a very interesting subject. Now, if you can think of any other interesting information, please share that with me down below. Until next time, friends, this has been the Honeydew News Show. Don't be picky around the fruit bowl.